Okay, just to recap, this recipe calls for 1/3 cup of pesto, which is basically half a cup of pine nuts, 3 tablespoons of basil, 3 medium garlic cloves, half a stick of butter, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of whole black peppercorn. Okay, so you pre-make the pesto using that recipe, and the recipe makes approximately 3/4 of a cup of pesto. For this recipe, you'll need half of that amount, so about 1/3 cup. To best make this mix all ingredients in the food processor and allow this to process continuously for up to 2 minutes. Once the pesto is ready, then you put the 1/3 cup of pesto aside. Okay, you also need to chop up a small yellow squash in small cubes. And you'll add the squash to the boiling linguine right before you pull the noodles off the stove. This will blanch the squash for the meal, and this will leave your squash firm yet tasteful for the final dish. So what we're doing right now is we're going to go ahead and add the squash to the pot boil. Actually, we've already added that. We've turned off the stove. We've put the lid back on the pasta, and now it's just sitting there, the pasta noodles with the cut up squash inside. We've prepared the tuna, and basically what you're going to do is take a small can of white chunk tuna, and you'll place the tuna meat in the strainer, and the strainer will be used later to strain the linguine. Then you shake the tuna around in the strainer, helping it dry up and flake apart. Then you add 2 tablespoons of white flour and add some ground black pepper. And then you add 1 heavy pinch of coarse salt, and you'll just want to sprinkle that on top. So we've got the tuna, ends up looking like this in the strainer. So it's kind of chunked up, and then you put the flour in it and the black pepper and the salt to kind of season it. So it's almost like these little tuna meatballs. And we're going to end up putting that on top of the linguine. So I'm going to take this out, and I'm going to put the tuna in the bowl. And this is where we'll mix everything up later. I've got the linguine here, and we're going to take the linguine and we're going to put it in the strainer. So then this is what the linguine ends up looking like with the squash in it once you've put it into the strainer. Okay, so now then we'll take the linguine and we're going to add it to the tuna in the other bowl. Okay, so the tuna will come out of the bowl. And then the pasta will be added here with the squash. You can see that. Okay, so that's going to be added. The pesto will be added to the pasta. Okay. So that's going to go in the pasta like that. Okay. Then I'll take a rubber spatula and I will mix the pasta and the pesto. That nice and mixed up like such, so you can see what this does. It makes a nice buttery, oily, garlicky, and then with the black peppercorns in there, that also adheres to the pasta noodles. So it makes a kind of a really nice little medley of noodles. So then once the noodles are done, mixed up, I just dump that into a nice serving bowl. Ends up looking like this. Let's see. And then I'll take the pieces of tuna and just kind of chunk them on top. I said you can kind of just squeeze them together like almost like little meatballs. This comes together real nice. And then if you're looking to put sort of an extra heart attack kick into it, you can take some Parmesan cheese and sprinkle it on top. Just move the camera around here so you can see this, see what it looks like. Okay. So this is the dish. And as I said, you want to put a little heart attack kick into it, a little cardiovascular plugging. Take some Parmesan cheese, sprinkle it on top there. Now what else, I think what else would be nice is to put a couple of jalapeno peppers on top of there. That would probably make it look good, give it a little bit more kick. But that's it basically. I'll post some information out of my blog, and you can look us up there. So that's it for today. I'm Mike. Take care.